Thank you. I don't have a presentation, so my intent is to be more like informal, conversational, talk about my personal story, and share one of my secrets of my success. That the way I think I created 5 companies so far. I sold 4 times. This is my 5th company. And then talk about a little bit about PicsArt, why PicsArt is different than all other startups I did before. And feel free to interrupt me anytime. And if you want to ask me anything, I'll be more than happy just to interrupt and just you are here for purpose. You're here to understand how to do business in America and how to do successful startups. So that's your goal here, and I would love to serve your goal and answer any questions you have. Make sense? Cool. So I'm a CEO and founder of PicsArt, which is now 5 years old. But before that, back in '97, I created my first company, which was get acquired in 2000. By another San Francisco-based company called Brilliance. We were doing enterprise software at that time. Enterprise software, but with mobile enabling like big companies. So we have like Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies as our customers. And we were building enterprise software. So, enterprise software and PicsArt is a completely consumer application. And I have all the steps in between. So I start enterprise software, which is very different than consumer, as you understand. And my second company was acquired by Lycos. You remember Lycos days? These are like ancient internet search company, right? Pre-Googled. So we get acquired by Lycos, and we were doing large-scale applications for web, including some games, and search, email, and all kind of things. I built up the team for about 200 plus people. And then I spin off another company. Another company was in a cloud-based. It's a SaaS company. The name of company Monitors as our free product. Maybe you heard about that. It was pretty popular for website monitoring, for server monitoring. It got acquired maybe four years ago by a company called GFI Software. It's one of the biggest companies in Europe now, get acquired by SolarWinds. And another part of GFI is also well known in Europe, especially called TeamViewer. So we were partnering with TeamViewer for a while, and so the overall company was multi-billion-dollar company, and we get acquired. And this was a completely now we were doing website-based monitoring, targeting SMB businesses with cloud-based, with subscription-based, with with all this kind of SaaS kind of model. Again, we have engineering in Armenia, we have sales, marketing in the US. The company was headquartered in the US, and that was the kind of the pattern I created with all other so finally, and there's another company was in the consulting business also get acquired, last year. So overall, 4 companies get acquired successfully, and you see the range. We have, I have been doing the enterprise software company. I was doing, website, web applications company. I was doing, cloud and consulting. So like 4, and now mobile consumer business. And initially my thought is like, I really like building products. And that's how I explain, the success of first companies. Then I understand, okay, I was engineering by education, so I like building something which, I can sell or I can, people start using it. So building product was an important, initial kind of, thought about, why we're successful, because we love building products. On a second, kind of thought, okay, I was thinking it's not about product, it's more about teams, it's about people, With all my startup companies, I'm particularly proud of people, you know, and I really love, you know, having, you know, talented people around me, people which, you know, energetic, you know, passionate about business, like to own the product, like to, you know, build something cool and exciting. So I think, oh, that's probably the success formula, you know, just building the right teams. And now I get to mature, and I understand. So the biggest secret of my startups, and I think for many other startups, is building teams which build products. That's the thing. So if you have the right people which love to build products, that will be probably one of the important ingredients of any success. And that's what I'm really proud of, you know, building not team of, you know, salespeople and marketing, etc., but actually all of my teams were heavily engineered, heavily, you know, based on engineering skills, but engineering skills, not engineering talent, not just, you know, build something, you know, challenging, but build something which other people love to use. So that would be, you know, my secret of, you know, building, you know, like, you know, the startups over like last 20 years, you know, and getting that many acquisitions. And, you know, my recent startup, which was, you know, I started actually when I was still selling my last one, is very special. You know, it's very special for me because it's, first of all, it was completely new space. And also, I mean, with all other startups, I was like affecting maybe the life of like 1,000 or, you know, I don't really expect like us, you know, but it was not really my product. With this product, with Picsart, I think we are affecting lives of millions and hundreds of millions of people. Our, you know, Picsart was installed by over 300 million times. So 300 million people installed our application. In terms of, you know, usage, I think we are one of the top like 10, 15 apps in the world. And not just photography, but in like overall. We have about 75 million monthly active users. 75 million monthly active users. Just to give you a perspective, we are twice bigger than Instagram when they get acquired by Facebook. That makes sense? Yeah, so that's the thing. We started as a, you know, and before Picsart, to be honest, we have around maybe 300 different applications. It doesn't happen overnight. We have a lot of experiments, we have lots of failures, we have lots of, you know, tries and errors before we come up with a Picsart application as it exists now. It started as like a small set of tools, and then we grew and we understand, you know, the powers in the community. And yeah, we are building tools which makes everyone creative. But I think we see a bigger mission. I think we see our mission is to connect creatives, not just, you know, helping everyone to be creative, but helping everyone to be connected. If you are interested to do something and something nice, then you should probably, you know, join and connect with some other people which are sharing some kind of, you know, aspiration and wants to beautify the world. So making the world nicer around us is one of our mission, and that's what makes this particular startup special for me. It's not just business anymore. It's about, you know, connecting people. It's enabling people to be creative. And, you know, I mean, if people are doing creative work, I think they are changing. They're becoming better. We know like so many stories, you know, the guy in India, like 14 years old, you know, he understands art, he understands, you know, creativity through our application. He will never discover that if he didn't find our application. And now he's doing this on a regular basis, and he's getting more, you know, followers and recognition, etc. He hooked to the world of art and creativity. And, you know, people which do this creative stuff, they are different people, you know. And the more people we get into our application, the better we can do, you know, in terms of, you know, tolerance, you know, in terms of, you know, being, you know, making your life interesting, less boring, you know, making things better around you, be nice and kind. So, if you don't know our application, I really encourage you to install and use it. And, let me know if you have any feedback on the application. I would love to, hear your comments. So that's our story. Success can be born now anywhere in the world. You don't need necessarily to be in Silicon Valley. We created, all my startups were created in Armenia, which is, kind of like in the middle of nowhere in terms of, communications or being close to bigger markets, etc. And we never work for this particular market. We always think, big, and we always think globally. Like all our startups were, addressing global markets, not region, not local markets. So I think that's. I hope we are encouraging others. I heard, stories about, like people, use our story just to build their own startups, and I really happy about that. I think we want to be, a source of inspiration, not just only for creative people, but also for entrepreneurs. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
I asked the same question to all the panelists. What is the one thing we cannot Google and learn about you that you've been keeping secret, about you personally or about Pixart?
Yeah, you will not learn about how many failures I have in my life. With the company, every startup I build, at least once or twice in every startup I have near-death experience. You never know that, but that's the life of startup. That's what that's why you have not that many startups around you. Yeah.
This is the unglorified side of startups. You know the ones that are alive. You don't know the ones that are buried in the closets. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for building a great startup. Thanks for having us.